Hello there, this is Reece Russell and you're watching the weekly Steelchair.
Come on! You know Reece has got you! Yeah! One! Break the steel chair down! Break down the steel chair! For those about to lap! I'm what you want! Baby, you know you're Judas and I'm your price! Baby, what I got is not from the list! Bring it from the stage in the rage of the place! Step in the arena and break the chairs down! Step in the arena and break the chairs down! Now you know! Coming on down! It's like Reece, you know I got you, so now you know! So real! Yeah! Reece! Yeah! Reece! Yeah! I'm awakened from a deep sleep, you're all weak. You're living in the agony of defeat. I am the master of your whole head. I am the pastor flocculation. Step into the town and break the walls down. Your heartbeat is the only sound. Step into the light and then you'll know you were stopped and dropped by the walls of the steel chair. Now you know. Coming on down. It's like Reece and the I got that. So now you know. So real. Yeah. Reece. Yeah. Reece.
Welcome back everyone to the weekly Steelchair. What do you mean? What do you mean is this stream gonna last? What are you talking about? Welcome back to the weekly Steelchair. Of course, this is for your pay-per-view watch-along review. Tonight, a little bit of a fun one. SuperBrawl 2. It's not the SuperBrawl I wanted, but be a bit of a laugh. Ah, right, okay, that was I was trying to set the stream up on my phone, but it wouldn't let me schedule the broadcast. It just had go live. So when I realized it, I stopped it. I basically just cancelled it right there and then. That was done. That's because it wouldn't let me do it on my phone. Really stupid, but hey ho. But this is the proper one, so you don't need to worry about that, alright? And we're back on 3 monitors for this stream, so we're going to be bouncing tonight. I've got the stream monitor on the right, monitor on the side of me. I've got you guys on the left with my camera and everything like that. And in the middle is the actual event. So if you are watching this on a multi-screen layout, or if you're watching it on your phone, TV, I've dropped the actual video link in the chat for everybody for the event we're watching, SuperBrawl 2, which is main evented by Sting versus Lex Luger. We're watching this one for a different reason. We're not watching this because it's a bad pay-per-view. We're going to try and answer a question. And I'm going to bring up in a second, but it's a very important question. So before we go live, Let me bring the question up and tell me what you think. That's your question. But obviously, Carl, Billy, Chester in the chat so far. It is good to see you, gents. In some ways, the earlier days was better from the work ethic. I think the storytelling across both was interesting. But people have always said Sting versus Lex Luger didn't work, or it only worked if you had Flair involved. I want us to try and look at this and see, could we present it differently? Could we come up with a much more important idea where we could maybe give a different look on this program? Yeah? That's what I want you guys to figure out tonight whilst we rewatch this pay-per-view. It's 2 hours 49 minutes long, but we are ready and we're about to crack on. SuperBrawl Saturday does even have the money to pay me. The t-shirt's too tight, but fucking hell. Anyway, let's get cracking. So, as I said, the link is in the chat. If you've got multiple screens, easier for you. But in the meantime, I'm going to hit play. Let's crack on. Lex's best promo. Yeah, Flying Brian Pillman versus Jushin Thunder Liger is on this one. You've got Bobby Eaton and Arn Anderson versus, well, they're in a great match. You've got Steamboat and Rick Rude for the IC title, and then Luger defends the world title against Sting. The Steiners versus Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton as well is on this show. This is the second event of the Super Bowl lineage. Let's bring that one up. What's Billy saying? Yep. Unfortunately, Eric Bischoff is on commentary, but so is Tony Schiavone. So it's red bow tie versus black bow tie. Reece, unpopular opinion: Lex Luger wasn't a good wrestler. I concur. I don't think Lex Luger was all that good, but he at least could. To be fair, to an extent, Lex Luger could work. The problem is, I think in reality, it was one-dimensional. I think he could have been a lot better. But I will say this, his run in WCW and NWA was so much better than his WWE run. That really didn't work. Like it just didn't work at all, and you can see it. But anyhow. A lot of interesting matches to come forward from this one. See, Simone, it's obviously good to see you in the chat as well. You're always appreciated. It's good to see you. Next show, unless you stay in the show for the whole night, the spanner is coming your way. Last night's show, the Royal Rumble 1997 watch along, we got 156 views. Let's see how well Super Brawl does. Again, it's not about competing, it's about having fun. And there's the first stupid fucking ad break. Get away, YouTube. I'm tempted to get YouTube Premium just to get rid of this crap. Lex was never going to be Ricky Steamboat. He was a bit clunky, unnatural. Jade Cargill reminds me a lot of him. Great body, charisma, but it looks like she's thinking about the next move. That's a fair take. Yeah, I forgot Missy was doing backstage segments. Yep. Yep. Stunning Steve Austin is on this card. But honestly, the enjoyment of Flying Brian versus Jushin Thunder Liger on this show. If you've never watched this one, you're in for a treat. Jerry Lawler was actually. I'm going to tell you a joke. Jerry Lawler was actually approached to be on this show. But anyway, we have Jim Ross. Yep. They had two commentary teams. You had Schiavone and Bischoff. Bischoff. And you've got Jesse Ventura on a Harley Davidson with Jim Ross. Ringside commentary. That is correct. It was the first match of Nitro. That's because those two never had a bad match. If you actually go back and watch, they never missed. Flying Brian and Jushin Thunder Liger had amazing chemistry. God's sake, Abu. The match quality from WCW at this point was really good. This is early 1992 as well, so if anything, it does tie in. So this is good. That is true. This is actually Jesse Ventura's WCW debut. I'm on 5 minutes 20 seconds. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair one, Chester. I'm so tempted just to get YouTube Premium back, man. I had my first call my therapist today, and I've finally got my massage gun. And before you ask, that's one of the apparatus on it. Really helpful for my back. I bought it earlier. I've already tried it. Fucking gave my back the most relaxing 5 minutes I've had in my back for God knows how long. Jesse knows wrestling. So true. Yes, Schifone. I don't think at this point. I don't think Bischoff was an executive at WCW at this point. I don't think. I think it was 1993 he became an executive. Yep. Here we go. There he is, Flying Brian, looking for his cue to actually enter the arena. Yeah, I thought so because I knew he doesn't become an executive until '93. Brian, I've always liked Brian Pillman. His son, on the other hand, he fucking sucks. And there he is, the greatest masked wrestler of all time. £212 of fucking greatness. Yep, he is our light heavyweight champion. It is Jushin Thunder Liger, the greatest masked wrestler that ever lived. Plain, simple, cold-hearted facts. Now, I thought Tiger Mask was great, but for me, Jushin Thunder Liger is the greatest. He's one of one. Here we go. Flying Brian kneeling to one knee, trying to get an advantage. Collar and elbow tie up into a wrist lock from Flying Brian. Liger rolls through the head spring and into a good old fashioned seated wrist lock. Professional wrestling, that's finest, ladies and gentlemen. Headlock. Then the shoulder tackle straight down. Drops down into a leapfrog. Brian stands still. Leapfrog. Jushin rolls through. Double drop kick. Professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. And fuck off ad break. Right, fuck this. I'm getting, yeah, fuck this. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. I want free YouTube Premium, thank you. They are roast token. Right there, we have YouTube Premium back. I had it and I couldn't be arsed with it. Yeah, talking about shooting fine print, like, yeah, it was absolutely hilarious. Current timestamp, I'm on 10 minutes 37 seconds. I used to have it and then I decided to get rid of it. There we go. Anyway, back to the action. So Pillman with a knife-edge chop to the chest of Jushin Thunder Liger. One turnbuckle the next, but Liger drops up to the top rope. Asai moonsault. 2. Creepy mustache referee gets a 2 count and a drop kick Pillman to the outside of the ring. Liger running. Oh, look at the handspring. The fake suicide dive right into the mind of Flying Brian. That is why Liger was the man. This is the place to be. Lovely submission. Yep. Yep, Flying Brian with a half abdominal. Oh, JR had he was next level before next level became a conversation. So good. Flying Brian with a half abdominal switches into a head scissor. Also, why am I not on screen? I turned that fucking thing off screen. What was I doing? Devil's kiss. Liger. Going for the bow and arrow again. Back into the tie-up. Liger has Pry and Pillman up against the mat. There's two. Now three shoulder thrusts. Irish whip. And a running drop kick. Beautiful sell by Pillman. Sold like he'd been the Predator mentioned again. Irish whip. Pillman rolls through. Crucifix, a little bit of a botch there if you look at it. He doesn't get the right position, and luckily Liger fixes his body shape because he could have hurt himself. But he fixed up really well. Again, Irish whip by Pillman. Liger rolls through into a victory roll. 2 count. A sold out crowd of 5,000. 2 count. And I'm not kidding. This was a 5,000 seater stadium, seater arena they were at. I've met a lot of wrestlers, Carl. A lot. Some of them good, some of them arseholes. Knife edge chop. Another Irish whip from Flying Brian. Flying Brian knee into the top turnbuckle pad, hurt himself. And now Liger is working on the left leg and the left knee. There's a leg snap. The Japanese Power Ranger competing on all fronts, hoping to defend his light heavyweight championship. Why am I getting... Why is that an ad break? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh yeah, they were good. Hold on 1 minute, folks. Pause your stream. I'm just saying something. Hold on. I know I've got premium back. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going back to it. Hold on. It's not. It's because it still did that stupid. There we go. Reece, we're carrying on from 1536. It's just that it was supposed to have the. I think it's because I still had the stream on. I've done it on my phone, but I've reset it now, so it shouldn't get a break now. The best I've met: Chris Sabin, Rhino, Deonna Purrazzo. The worst: Sean Ross Sapp and Joe Hendry. Those ring ropes were great. Flying Brian is trying to get the crowd on his side. The Ohio native. Oh, they're slapping each other. Who invited the dishwashers? Oh, he's a fucking gimp, honestly. He's a petty person. Proper petty. He's just as... Honestly, I met him and Meltzer within 5 minutes apart, and honestly, like, it's just funny. Flying Brian rolls over. Indian Deathlock. All right, Fernando. Liger momentarily regained control of the figure four, but he used a lot of momentum and rolled into the ropes. Flying Brian regains the rope control, but now they've released the leg. Pillman is injured. Big elbow. Now a forearm strike to the face of Liger. Oh, Liger with a swift kick to the leg, the injured leg. Now he's stomping on the knee. The lethal lottery was trash. Yes, thankfully not on this event. Thankfully that was not this event, but yes, I agree, it was crap. Half Boston Crab with the knee into the ribs. Nasty, nasty move by Liger. To be fair, I said this the other night, I didn't like the lethal lottery from WCW. It didn't work. Pillman, back to his feet, Enziguri to the back of the head. Or as Jim Ross called it, a spinning martial arts kick. Irish whip by Liger. Head scissor counter. Liger, top rope. There's the stenton. How do you rate this Sting versus Lex Luger match among other Sting versus? I do think this one's probably the best one. The problem is how far people are willing to accept their. They had good chemistry, but were they really a top main event program? That's what we're going to answer tonight. Oh yeah, prime Bret Hart in the early WCW 1990s would have dominated. Look at this, both men fighting for suplex supremacy. Pillman blocks Liger, jabs his face, and there's a springboard clothesline. All about the clothesline. Pillman up to the apron, going for the suplex. Suplex to the outside by Flying Brian. That's it. Pillman up to the top rope. Gonna fly. Blonde people don't know what flying is, but Pillman does. Clothesline. And a crossbody all in one. Fucking Bill Watts had to ban diving in the outside of the ring, the fucking donkey. No wonder WCW ended up in the shitter for a while. Pillman. Oh, he dives in. Yes, for me, this is the best Bryan versus Liger match. Absolutely. Liger up to the top rope again. Went for the Mongolian chop, but Pillman went, fuck you, mate. And he hit him with a standing drop kick. What an amazing counter by Flying Brian. We're up to 24 views already. Thank you, folks. He went for a missile drop kick and Liger countered with a drop kick of his own. Good wrestling from these two world-class wrestlers. This match, in terms of opening matches, is only matched by one in the 90s. Both men went for simultaneous spinning heel kicks. WCW World Light Heavyweight Championship on the line. Luger, who will come on later on, actually endorsed this match to be a main eventer, and it never happened. They were only opening matches, which kind of sucks. There's a power slam. What was deleted there? Streamlabs, it's okay. There you go, Steam Money. Streamlabs is just protecting the stream. It's okay. You can type that again, Steam Money. It's okay. Liger going for a super. Is he going for a superplex? Then he would have been a world champion. Liger went for a superplex, but got caught by a front face suplex onto the mat from the top rope. Hillman, top rope. Crossbody. 1, 2, kick out. I'm not even kidding. If Brian Pillman never got injured or into drugs, he would have been WWE champion. Legit. Irish whip. Going for the Liger bomb. Not all of it. Just a rebound power bomb. That was a brilliant move by Liger. Good counter. Now he's going for the running Liger bomb. No. What a counter. Look at that. What a beautiful counter. That's proper counter wrestling. Would a healthy flying Brian keep up with HBK and Bret Hart? 100%. Just look at a healthy Steve Austin. Oh yeah, 100%. Brian Pillman is honestly one of the best wrestlers I never got to see live. I've watched back. He is genuinely one of the best. Both men running, and they collide head first. This match is incredible. We went to the top rope, but Liger drops the rope. Liger up to the top, superplex. There it is. At a time when the superplex was a finisher. 2 count. What if Brian never went to WCW and went to WWE from day one? He would have been a teammate of Owen Hart. Liger, top rope. Diving headbutt missed. Pillman into the trap. Bridge and pin. Brian! What a win. What a match. 17 minutes of gloriousness. Brian, one opening performance and a victory. And both men embrace. That's competition. That's professional wrestling. None of this Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes pish. Beautiful match. And this is 1992. Truly incredible. Oh yeah, 100%. Proper good opening match. And I like the fact they go straight back to Schiavone and Bischoff just for discussion. It was really well done. Good pacing. The tailor-made man indeed. A great legend. Anybody want to guess who he's a parody of? Right up there with Bastion Booger versus the good fuck's sake. She's saying that without much belief. $1 million rooster, exactly. Well, what do you know? Barry Abrams from Syracuse University, but who does he look like? Yep, pay-per-views with 20-minute time limit matches. Sigh. Up here comes Marcus Bagwell, or as many people would know him, and I've spoken to him, by the way. Here comes Buff Bagwell, Buff the stuff. I never liked when he joined NWO. I hate that. He's actually one of the nicest men I've spoken to. It's a mocker. It's basically a mockery of the pay per view name, but also just filling it up basically. But yeah, the $1 million Cucklos taking the piss out of Ted DiBiase, who is one of the best heels the rest of us ever produced. The tailor-made man. I always found it weird that Taylor actually teamed up with Greg Valentine and they actually won titles. I was surprised by that one. Here we go. Tailor-made man ready for action against Buff the Stuff. Billy's national favorite, Billy's hero. Backing him up into the turnbuckle and then letting him go. Taylor versus Bagwell. Back in the collar level tie up, rolls him through into a full mount. Waist lock, but Bagwell's too fast. And he doesn't have the goofy beard yet, so he was unbeatable. Collar level tie in a standing headlock. Old fashioned rest hold that always worked in a match. Thrown off the ropes and a shoulder tackle. Again, Taylor run the ropes and gets hip tossed. Marcus Bagwell thinking he is Superman, but really he is Batman on ecstasy. Now both men fighting, arguing each. This works. Squaring up to him. Bagwell will put you on your arse, you ponytail prick. Of course, the referee is Nick Patrick, so prepare for shit. Yup, Cactus Ron Simmons is up next. The rest of the card is fantastic. What a punch from Bagwell. Knee to the ribs and to the outside. Patrick shoved back a little bit, told to piss off. Now Taylor's going after him. And there's an inverted atomic drop into an official atomic drop. And a clothesline back into the ring. I miss the old days of the platforms you used to walk on. I thought they were so good. TNA done it for a little bit and then they walked away from it. I did like it. Lovely 2 count from Bagwell. And a head scissor takedown. MJF later would love this move against Darby Allin. Jimmy Hart at ringside, or Jimmy Hart lookalike, I should say. Bagwell still in the headlock position, but now he takes a knee and he loses grip. There's a headbutt to the face. And down to the outside, lands on his feet, back in the ring. Very good from Bagwell, and then back into a stand headlock. Yo, James, what's happening, bro? Shoulder block takedown. James, if you want to watch with us on another screen, we're on 32 minutes. Actually, no, we're not. We're on 33 minutes, 3 seconds. And also, the question for the rest of the stream, did Luger versus Sting work as a main event program? It could be your own opinion. In the meantime, I'm going to mute myself just so I can put this on my back. Got that delivered today, and they have it set to 80% charge already. It's actually really good. Happy with Carrick instead of Ollie. Out of the two, yeah. I don't rate Ollie as a manager. Don't rate him as a coach. Carrick, I think, will be okay, but in general, I just hope that even if he does well, which the only thing he can do really is Champions League football, it's not really a success for me. Gut wrench powerbomb by Taylor. I still think the right thing to do is just to get him in. We need a coach for these incompetent players. And we need a proper manager in the summer. As for the catwalk, yes, it was incredible. Seriously, this was 20 quid off Amazon. It's called a phaser gun. Man United should snap up Xabi Alonso. No, thank you. There's only one Spanish manager I would take. Turnbuckle body splash from Taylor. Tosses Bagwell to the mat and drops the knee on the face. I think Alonso's the next Liverpool manager anyway. 2 count, not a full mounted cover. Nonchalant cover from Taylor. Irish whip. Rolls through, sunset flip, had to reach back. Terrible count by Nick Patrick. He is a fucking bum. One of the worst referees I've ever seen. Straight kick to the gut from Taylor. Both men, little bits of patience, eager to take a risk. And there's suplex. Not a cover. He's going up to the top rope. Signaling a splash. Both hands rubbed into the face of Bagwell, just like pinned him down. Is that how he treats his wife? Yeah, me neither. I didn't like it. Oh, Taylor is going for a pile driver, but it's been caught. Back body drop. Well done, Bagwell. Good move. A punch to the face, but there's an eye rake. Right in front of the referee. Headlock takeover. And the next snap. Perfect does it better. Another nonchalant cover. 2 count. See, every time Nick Patrick did a count for a pinfall, it always looks like he's trying to pull his hand out of his arse because it's a horrible way to count. Almost like he's trying to smack a child or something. The way he does it is horrible. Look at it. There's a pinfall. Bagwell with the cover, but he eats a flying forearm to the face. It's all over. Bagwell wins. And now he's going to get the shit kicked out of him. It happens when you've got a ponytail up against buff the stuff. DDT from Taylor. Taylor made DDT. Here we go. Harley Race being interviewed by Missy Hyatt. Now, we already know that in terms of world champions, Harley Race would manage a better champion 1 year later. Here we go. 20-minute time limit. What's up, Zodiac? Here comes Cactus Jack. Consequences, New Mexico. Back when Mick Foley had enough hair to donate to charity. Frank Streamlabs. Absolutely correct statement from Cactus Jack. He is from JR, but Cactus Jack, he is the most dangerous athlete. What an absolute fucking god, Cactus Jack. This is the best version of Cactus. He still had enough teeth here to at least eat a full course meal. And here comes Ron Simmons. He will dominate you, said no one ever. Several months later, he would become world champion for the very first time. Foley with the leather skin, boots, and a classic black attire with enough hair to keep him full head cover, collar and elbow tie up. Simmons in dark red tights with a yellow striped lightning bolt, of course, as he did back then. For me, the best Cactus Jack promo was when he invaded, when he had the ECW promo right up to his face, left boot to the face. Like when he turned heel in ECW and he had like the camera right in his face, he just went berserk. So good. Oh, he's trapped in the ropes. That's how he lost his ear. Damn fucking out, you scumbag. God almighty. Japan when he lost his ear. Jack just went, fuck this, I'm out. I think at this time as well, he wore a singlet under the shirt. That is correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yes, he is a dangerous wrestler. Swift kick to the face from Cactus Jack. Irish whip from the 287-pounder. And the face buster. Big face buster. Scoop slam. Yes. Boom. Well, that's true. At this point, Foley was over 300 pounds, but he did lose weight. Foley, big elbow to the face of Simmons, and there's a left arm clothesline, patented offense from the crazy bastard. That's a great question, James. That is a great question. How's he still walking? Junkyard Dog in the crowd. Yo, JYD. You've never watched this one? Well, you're in for a treat. Double arm DDT from Cactus Jack, patented offense, but we know that only sets up for the main move. Foley, leg drop. The Cactus leg drop. Again, nonchalant kick out. Randy Anderson, the official, a proper referee. Unlike that clown Nick Patrick. And I do agree, Luger and Sting were better as allies than rivals, but did have some good matches together. Face into the railing. That big ass forehead. Over 30 views on this show. Thank you, everybody. Please keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. I really do appreciate it. It really means a lot. Foley trying a scoop slam, fails, but instead he gets a forward slam. I think he's going for that running apron elbow. No, he's up to the top rope. Elbow. Yes. Middle rope elbow drop. He was generally one of the best in the 90s. Especially the early 90s. Like, it was so hard to beat Cactus Jack in terms of work rate. Stop Roy Sheen. There's a jawbreaker on the rope. Simmons falls to the apron at least. And now kicks from Cactus Jack. Simmons rights and lefts. Now he went for an Irish whip, went for a drop kick, but Foley held on. That was brilliant wrestling awareness. 2 count from Randy Anderson. Oh yeah, 100%. That's not even a debate, Chester. Junkyard Dog was just better in general in the Indies, but he was so good. His rivalry with Ted DiBiase was fantastic. The WrestleMania ranking is already in the pipeline. I'm glad someone else brought it up. There's a fireman's carry from Simmons, Irish whip. Now he got the drop kick. Well, he went for the running shoulder tackle, but missed, and he went flying through the ropes. Let me guess, Tina's on Twitch. Yep, I knew it. What's up, Tina? Buenas noches, mi amiga. There's a spine buster from Ron Simmons. Beautiful spine buster slam, as they called it back then. Now, what's the next match for everybody? Just so I can give them some excitement. Now, the next match is Van Hammer and Z-Man versus Richard Morton and Vinny Vegas. And then we've got Wyndham and Dustin Rhodes versus Steve Austin and Larry Sabisco with Medusa. And then obviously it's the tag team title match: Arn Anderson, Bob Eaton versus Steiner Brothers. Then we've got Rick Rude versus Steamboat for the US title. And then the main event: Sting versus Luger. And he wins. Ron Simmons defeats Cactus. 5 matches to go. Yeah, I'm not too bad, Tina. How are you doing? Here comes Abdullah the Butcher, Abul's hero. Oh, wow. Ahead, he cracked him one. Now, Cactus and Abdullah the Butcher are attacking Ron Simmons. You can tell he was doomed from the start. Here comes JYD. Terry Morton is just something else. JYD with his James Bond white suit jacket and his red bow tie and his blue trousers coming down, and he headbutts the staff. Bob Dillinger, fuck off. JYD is here to do his job. Now JYD's beating the shit out of Cactus Jack, and he's going after Tubby. Abu will not like this. Piston right, piston fire. Jace, honestly, someone needs to get rid of fucking Wilcox at Man United before I knock him out. Just a wish. Funny that, eh? They were so good on the mic. I mean, that's understandable, you know. The fact that it's stable is okay. Just take your time, no rush, and enjoy the rest of the stream. Well, he was wearing jeans with a Bond suit jacket. That's what's funny. We are back to Bischoff and Shivani holding different coloured microphones, but that's humor these days. Exactly, microphone and roll tape, and it's all over. I love Steve Austin's promo when he rubbed into WCW. Jack Tunney was the on-screen president of WWF. Jack Tunney was horrible. I hated Jack Tunney. Hey, Lark Park. So true. There he is, Kerry Morton with Diesel. Although he wasn't Diesel at this point, but that won't matter to Roy Sheen. It is Vinny Vegas and Richard Morton. Ricky Dicky Morton. Kerry Morton definitely better, but Richard Morton, yeah, but creepy Vinny Vegas, who would later become Kevin Nash / Diesel. Monday NyQuil. Now we are live. I've never heard so much truth out of Jesse Ventura's mouth when he says that Kevin Nash in these suits are the worst suits he's ever seen. So true. So Roy Sheen had the hospital and I had therapy today. Which one was worse, do you think? Michael Capetta, here we go. Back to the announcing duty. Van Hammer and Z-Man, or as I call them, two shits on sticks. Sorry, guys, was on a call. Worst call taken. Can't get my life back. Abdul, we all know that you run the call to pets at home. I'm going to tell everybody now. This match sucks more than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a manager. This match is horrible. This match sucks. Oh, Kevin Nash is wildly responsible. Wait, what? AJ Francis versus Rich Swans is just been confirmed for Genesis. Oh, yuck. You're going in for surgery. Fucking hell. Look after yourself. Kevin Nash wore that suit of the 96 players. Yeah. Ace. What's the matter, Abel? I hope surgery goes okay, Roy Sheen. Kevin Nash honestly looks like he's on a register at this point. I can't believe I have to watch this match. It's crap. Dan Hammer in the ring with Vinny Vegas. Yeah, he left for WWE in '93. That's right. And he sucked. Z-Man and Vinny Vegas will start on the opposing aprons. The match starts with Richard Morton and Van Hammer to the slammer. And we are underway. Oh, nice. Marcel Sabitzer scores in his 250th match. His 250th Bundesliga appearance, and he scores against Bremen. I like that. Gorilla press slam from Van Hammer on Richard Morton. We will not give a fuck about you. No worries, Roy Sheen. Best of luck. Any Vegas gets dropped to his arse. Nice suspenders. What a shove from Van Hammer. Now we've got Coronello tied between two shits. Semenyo got both goals for City. Good for him. Still don't care. Because we never needed Semenyo. I kind of expected City to beat Newcastle. We don't need Semenyo when we've already got two right wingers in Buemo and Ahmad. It makes no sense. But we never need them anyway because we need midfielders and defenders. Kenny Vegas with the overhand right to the back of the head of Van Hammer, punching some sense into his lack of music career. And flying knee, but what a counter by Van Hammer. Wrist lock spins on Van Hammer, and again, a spinning hammer lock. Very, very unique offense. And drives that shoulder into the top turnbuckle. That is, even this match sucks, but that part's always good. That little bit of cleverness. Yeah. Coincidence, isn't it? Even though the X Division title's been advertised for Genesis and a triple threat. AMC and TNA they've got no idea what they're in for. See why I said TNA are the worst promotion of the year? It could be. I'm still not going to say Man United should have signed him. It's not going to change much for me, but they helped City beat Arsenal League, then it'll be absolutely funny. Look at that. Full speed. Kevin Nash driving Van Hammer into the ropes, but he recovers for a flying clothesline. Here comes Z-Man, who thinks he's Rick the Model Martel. Missile dropkick. Honestly, see if you look at it. All pink attire with the white boots plus the mullet. He definitely thinks he's Rick the Model Martel. Vinny Vegas fixing his hair, thinking that's all that matters to win a wrestling match. You need talent, mate. You've no got any. That's exactly my point, Zodiac. This is why TNA have started 2026 shit. They signed BDE to a full-time contract, then they don't advertise our next division title match. They advertise it to not go ahead with it over their own situation. They're fucking stupid. Yeah. I hate the fact that they haven't done this. This is my problem with TNA. For all the people hyping up TNA, they're going to have a great year. Well, there's your problem. Oh, yeah. Vinny Vegas and Oz were horrible. Now he's back in the ring. He wants Van Hammer. He is being made. Z-Man was literally made to look like Rick the Model Martel, and I hated it. Yeah, Oz was a dusty idea. This whole match was crap. The only good thing about this match is Ricky Morton. Collar and elbow tie up into a standing headlock from Van Hammer, but Vinny Vegas with a big back suplex. I'm surprised he didn't tear his quad. And a clothesline. 2 count. Whilst Magnum, whilst down. Does the count. Magnum PI on referee duty. Oh yeah, it did. It was so damn funny. Ricky Morton with the inverted atomic drop into a head scissor, snapmare style, and drops the knee. How he's still going, I've got no idea. He needs to pack it in. Morton makes a tag. Vinny Vegas back in. And there's a face crusher. Scotty 2 Hottie style. The fact he's doing stuff like that is weird. This is the sort of shit that I had the problem with Big Slow about. Gut wrench. A lovely gut wrench suplex. 2 count. There's the big boot. Huge big boot. And he's calling the crowd wankers. So true. The crowd of 5,000. Big bunch of wankers. Morton diving fist into the ribs. Going for a back suplex. Yes, right on those injured ribs. I wonder how old Ricky Morton was in 1992. I wonder if he was still 80. I'm kidding. Oz drops the elbow. 2 count only. Vinny Vegas is a wanker. He's a wanker. Yeah, I think so. I don't think you're wrong with that, Lark Park. Vinny Vegas with the overhand double axe handles. And there's a knife edge chop to the stomach, not the chest, the stomach. Because Ricky Morton is so short. Oh, rebound power slam. 2 count on the power slam. And he attacks the fake model. That's been so long ago. Who is he? Bret Hart. Who? Ricky Morton. There's a shoulder tackle from from Vinny Vegas on Van Hammer, trying to get tagged to Z-Man. Oh, right, you're talking about Kevin Nash as in, like, because he can't shut up about CM Punk. Yeah, that's a fair critique. Right hands to the face, but then Vinny Vegas with a poke to the eye. Going for a suplex. Terrible suplex. Van Hammer uses weight to shove Kevin Nash off him. I'm surprised you can lift that hump of crap. Tag back in. Here comes Ricky Morton. And now jab to the ribs. Another snapmare takeover into a side headlock. Lost now. He's actually his right hand on the top of the skull. Jesse Ventura with no thing about twisting sisters. Hang on. Wait a minute. Oh wait. Semenyo's goal got rolled off. Jesus Christ. Fucking Adam McCullough had a laugh, just pure, like, called some of the United staff upstairs. He called them Sergeant Slaughter. That era of WWE was utter shite as well. Oh yeah, SuperBrawl 2 was absolutely brilliant. Here we go. Wyndham and Dustin Rhodes versus Stunning Steve Austin and Larry Sabisco. There's Bischoff. He tried to get an interview with Wyndham, but he got his arm slammed in the door. I remember that. That was good stuff. Arn Anderson and Arn Anderson and Tully got him good. Like, yep, Larry Zbyszko was there as well. But Tully Blanchard was actually the one that organised this in '92, which is weird because he wasn't even in the company. He actually suggested this on a phone call. But yeah, Larry Zbyszko and Arn Anderson spiking shit up a little bit. Of course, that is part of the Dangerous Alliance. What a faction. I like Zbyszko as a commentator. It's a grudge tag. There's Zbyszko with stunning Steve Austin. The TV champion with a fucking horrible commentating ponytail. Medusa with him. Larry Zbyszko was a dozen-time world champion. 258 pounds from Hollywood, California. Stunning Steve Austin with the worst ponytail known to man. Still, what a fucking amazing wrestler he was. Nick Patrick is the only issue with this match. Medusa, yep, you can wear a dress like that anytime you want. In the 90s, she was allowed. Because Joe Nakano was still better. Here they come. There's Dustin Rhodes. And there's Barry Windham, who had reconstructive surgery in his hand. Exactly. He's so weird. Yes, Tina, you timed them bitches out. Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham, both in black trunks. But he was the natural. Whereas Steve Austin is in the weirdest fucking tights you'll ever see. We're underway. Back body drop from Windham on Zbyszko. Meanwhile, Dustin Rhodes and stunning Steve Austin in the ring. OMG, thought you were dead. LOL. Austin with the dusty punches because he couldn't clean the dust out from his clothing. And then Windham clothesline and back into the ring so Windham can beat the piss out of Zbyszko. Thanks, Tina. Oh yeah, 100%. Stunning Steve Austin. In for a double axe handle from the top rope, got caught by Dustin Rhodes. He touched him like he'd never been touched before. That was his favorite. Larry Nabisco, for fuck's sake. Windham up to the top. Hits a diving chop on the back of Steve Austin's hair that much that he might have to shave it. And there's a drop kick. That's the only thing I don't like about the 90s is the ridiculous mullets. Thank fuck Steve Austin cut that shit off. Here comes Zbyszko. Of course, it does like his chrome top on the top of his head. He betrayed Bruno Sammartino. One of the best heel turns of all time. Collar and elbow tap between the former world champion and Windham. Spinning side kick to the outside, up on the catwalk. Going for a pile driver. Got caught in another bad body drop. Barry Windham got absolutely bullied in other promotions. He was a good world champion. Taking on a clothesline. Here it comes. Got him. Nonchalant kick out, but he let him go. Now he's laying into punches. Oh, that promo was mental. Yes, Sting's an excellent wrestler. Why is it showing the background again? I'm not on. Why does it do that? I never put it on screen. Why does it do that? We're over 40 views now. Thank you, folks. Wyndham and Sabisco down to the floor. And Wyndham's not going to have any kids for the rest of 1992. There's a diving forearm into the back of Wyndham. Back then, you were a bigger man. You were all right in wrestling. Left-handed clothesline from Steve Austin. Not so stunning. There's a suplex. 2 count only. He did indeed. He went for the line and flew over the rope. Which wrestler? Oh, that's a good one. Quite a few. In terms of the most complete, you would have to say Sting. But that's a great question. If I had to choose which one I would want to disappear altogether, not in this show anyway, but in modern day Cody Rhodes, I would get rid of right away. Sabisco with a spinning neck breaker, but Dustin Rhodes broke up the pin. Wyndham dazed off the top turnbuckle. For a back suplex, yes, Austin drives him down. preferred it when Steve Austin had the short hair with his beard and goatee. He looks so much more aesthetically cool. Imagine that as the Stone Cold gimmick. I know he had to shave his head, but imagine he didn't. He had the Steve Austin hair cover. Irish whip from Zabisco into the sleeper hole. I love Spanish, to be fair, Tina. I love Spanish. Good language. Wyndham, big counter, decks the face of Zabisco. That big nose is going to feel it. And a chop into the gut, but then Zabisco fires back. What a punch. Yeah, that was a brilliant promo. Double shoulder block. And a bit of a head collision there, or as Medusa's case, Sunday afternoon. I don't know if I should have said that, but it's too late. Here comes Dustin, taking on both Austin and Zabisco. Irish whip. Inverted atomic drop from the natural. There's a standing drop kick. Perfect elevation. Snapmare from the 260-pounder with the bloody running elbow. Nick Patrick touching the mat like he touches his chin. Slowly and creepily. Runs the ropes. Flying clothesline on the TV champ. As Zabisco breaks up the pin. Here comes Wyndham. Going back after Zabisco. Meanwhile, run the ropes. Dustin drops down. Austin leaps over, going for the backwards roll into the pin, fails. There's an inside-out lariat. Dustin Rhodes has been smacked so hard he's became Goldust a couple of years early. There was a beautiful clothesline. But don't worry, Tina. It doesn't confuse me at all. Don't worry. You don't confuse me. Dustin Rhodes faces so much damage. Austin tags in Zabisco, who hits a snapmare takeover. There's a lot in this entire show, snapmare takeovers, but he does stand on the face of Dustin Rhodes, 2 hands, and there's another swinging neck breaker. Back into cover, nonchalant. 2 count. I never liked referees that fucking wore bow ties, especially with Nike trainers on them. They just look so creepy. I don't like it. Dustin with the knife edge chops. Now he's going on the assault. A better wrestler than his dad, and a better character than his fucking brother. There's a DDT from Zabisco. Drilled him into the mat. And I stand by what I just said about Dustin. I'll take it to the grave. 2 count. Zabisco kip up from a seated position. It was really cool. I like when Zabisco used to do that. I can do that as well. But it just hurts me a bit more. Irish whip. Big kick. A massive kick from Dustin right into the chin of Zabisco. He might be the cruncher, but he got crunched there. Medusa slaps him one. Dustin's going after her. He hates the bitch. Dustin is raging. Look at him. Wyndham going after Austin. There's a clothesline. Again, turns him inside out. Dustin Rhodes was chasing the dishwasher. Instead, he got his clocks clean. Ronnie Garvin's not on this show. Yeah, Ronnie Garvin's not on this one. I mean, this was a 5,000. This crowd was 5,000, especially for 1992. Snapmare from Steve Austin on Dustin Rhodes into a sitting side headlock. Again, pretty much all they did. This is SuperBrawl 2. The crowd is picking up now. They were quiet for a few minutes, but they are now picking up a bit of noise. Nick Patrick just brushing off a bit. He has been reminded that he does suck. Yeah, there's no Paulie dangerously. Yeah, Ronnie Garvin was good though. He was really good. Irish whip from Steve Austin and Dustin Rhodes. Drops under. Cross body from Dustin. 2 count. And a clothesline again. Spins him inside out. Austin has a scissor position trapped on Dustin, so it allowed Zbyszko to drop the foot on the chest of Dustin. Scoop slam. Nope. Backbreaker. Very good. I don't like Nick Patrick when he counts. He was just a good guy. No fear as well from Ronnie Garvin. Dustin with a big suplex. Dustin back to his feet, laying in the shots to Zbyszko, but he has a leg scissor trapped. He was a good submission wrestler, Lars Zbyszko. Oh, Steve Austin went for a scoop slam. Inside cradle. 2 count. Steve Austin with a headlock right on the mat. Tina, I know it was a hard thing for you to tell me that you had liver cancer. And no matter what, we still stand by you. And I thank you for your kind words about the channel. I really do. Don't don't worry about not about feeling that you may not be appreciated here. You absolutely will be at all times. You're always welcome, and I'm grateful for you as well. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. A headlock is still in on Dustin. Here we go. Dustin's getting back to his feet. Driving the elbow into the ribs of Steve Austin. Irish whip. Austin runs through. Oh. They hit him with a stun gun. One of Austin's favorite moves. Dustin whacks the biscuit. Here comes Barry Windham. Here we go. Windham. Right hand, right hand, right hand, right hand. Now a backhand. And a punch. Windham. Irish whip onto the runs the ropes. Flying clothesline. And Dustin coming out Steve Austin, but not enough to stop him from breaking the pin. Windham has Zbyszko up on the top rope. Meanwhile, Dustin Rhodes has Steve Austin on the outside of the ring. Going for a superplex. As again. Oh, shoves him off. Good from Zbyszko. Oh, dust of a headbutt on Zbyszko from the back. You vicious little bastard. Wyndham. Flying shoulder tackle. 1, 2, 3. We have winners of 2 fucking horrible blondes. Just kidding. Right, time for the title matches. We're going back-to-back tag matches because up next is Arn Anderson and Bob Eaton versus the Steiner Brothers for the World Tag Team Championships. 1 hour 30 of this, 1 hour 20 of this pay-per-view. We have an hour and 21 minutes to go. Tony Schiavone and Eric Bischoff now back here discussing, and of course, being from Detroit, Bischoff is wearing a Michigan State jacket and a Michigan sports cap. Bischoff fully stands behind the Steiners, whereas Schiavone wants Bob Eaton and Arn Anderson to win. Steiners for me were the best fucking tag team of that period. The only team that matched them was the Hart Foundation, and that's my favorite tag team of all time. Although the Road Warriors were good, but they weren't as they were a little bit diluted in '92, unfortunately. Here we go, Missy Hyatt trying to interview Ricky Steamboat. Steamboat would take on Rick Rude. Yeah. We have a ninja. Look at Steamboat with a fire ritual. Steamboat doing rituals. Oh, here comes Medusa. I think Newcastle have just conceded against Man City. Sorry, I think City have conceded. No, it's 3-0, 98th minute winner for City. Medusa wants Steamboat. Oh, what a slap. That ninja be like, the fuck you touching? Well, Medusa loves a masked man. There's Schiavone again. See, the funny thing is, Schiavone wearing a red bow tie with the red microphone, whereas Bischoff is holding a blue microphone, hasn't got the guts to wear a blue bow tie. What a bastard. 3 title matches left. One of them is for the tag titles, then it's the US title, then it's the World Championship. We're on 44 views. Let's get these up, guys, please. Here we go. 30-minute time limit in this match. Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner coming to the ring. The Steiner screwdriver still for me one of my favorite ever moves. She actually was. Of course, this was the last full year for the Steiners as a tag team in WCW for quite some time. They would eventually go to the World Wrestling Federation shortly after this event. There's the tag champs. Oh, look, there's Paul E. dangerously with his telephone. Bobby Eaton, Arn Anderson is returned from the WWF. He's here in WCW. He's no longer a brainbuster. He's part of the Dangerous Alliance. Whereas Paul Heyman, at this point, at least wasn't a fat walrus. What's up, Maria? I actually like the WCW tag belts. They actually were really good design. This is Super Brawl 2. We're on the first of 3 title matches, and the title matches were at the very end of the card, so we've got 3 matches left. Referee Randy Anderson. Oh. Executive Vice President of WCW, Carl Anderson Fry, has banned Paul Dangerously from ringside. Randy Anderson hasn't even rung the bell yet, and already they're like, fuck off, Paulie. This is probably why he gained so much weight. Bobby Eaton going psycho. The Steiners are celebrating. Arn Anderson is flipping off. Nick Patrick and Magnum PI's referee doppelganger are dragging dangerously to the back. You better make a telephone call. Next match as well involves another member of the Dangerous Alliance, Rick Rude versus Steamboat for the US title. That'll follow this match. Medusa at ringside. Medusa will be allowed to accompany them. No, this one is Sting versus Luger for the world title. It's the Steiners versus Bobby Eaton and Arn Anderson. Sting and Luger versus the Steiner brothers. That wasn't Super Brawl. That was what was the event? Yeah, that was 93 Super Brawl, I believe. No, that was the first Super Brawl. That was the year before. That was the year before. That was a good match, to be fair. I think at that point, Sting and Luger were a couple of years as a team, but then after that, they got ripped apart by the Steiners. Is Sid Vicious versus El Gigante in this card? No. Remember, Sid Vicious was in WWE at this point because he was in the Royal Rumble. Remember, and El Gigante was nowhere to be found, which is a good thing. Yeah, 1991. The first Super Brawl wasn't good. That was a stretcher match, yes. To be fair, this is a better tag match anyway. Like, this match is so much better. Reece, I was on your show yesterday when you said we're doing watch-alongs all week. Which one's tomorrow? Tomorrow, AEW Dynamite watch-along. Bobby Eaton up to the top rope. Scott Steiner getting back to his feet. Oh, he got caught. Overhead belly suplex from Scott Steiner. Quite hypocritical they called himself Beautiful Bobby when he was ugly as fuck. He looked like Legolas on acid. Arn Anderson at ringside, waiting to get back into the match. Now he's been tagged in. Here comes Arn. Man's man with little hair. Rick into the ring. Their tag team wrestler, Arn Anderson or Bobby Eaton. Arn Anderson. 100% Arn Anderson. Rick Steiner officially tagged in, running laps. Arn is laughing his ass off. He's in the dog position, ready to pounce. Arn holding the beard going, what do I do? Okay. Side headlock. Arn shoves him off, drops down, and then Arn goes, oh shit, I shouldn't have dropped down. Kick into the head, and Arn goes dick first into the post. He's going to feel that one. I don't think he's planning on having any more kids. That's going to sting. Pardon the pun. Collar and elbow tie up. Side headlock from Rick Steiner on Arn Anderson. Off the ropes. Momentum shoves down, and Rick hits the shoulder tackle and a power stun. Arn went for a leapfrog and got caught. Great mat wrestling and wrestling awareness. Excellent awareness there from Rick Steiner. My favorite. For tuning in the night, mate. This one and SuperBrawl 8 are my favorites. Referee Randy Anderson telling Rick to back off. Arn discussing with Medusa a tactical plan. The dishwasher giving out instructions. Meanwhile, Bobby Eaton just going, you'll be fine. Medusa was terrifying. Proper terrifying. Great wrestler. Not as good as Paul Nakano, but she was a great wrestler. Side headlock from Arn Anderson. Dragged back in the turnbuckle. Scott tags in on his own. Now he's going after Arn. Wrist lock. Arn trying to regain composure, but no avail. Wrist round, and then he reverses it on Arn. Now Arn with a wrist lock, dragging Scott down from the back, wrenching him down to that big skull onto the mat in an awkward bent position. Look at that strength from Scott Steiner. What power. Bob Eaton helping. But look at that. Scott standing backflip into a double arm drag, and then Rick with a double clothesline to the outside of the ring. Excellent wrestling from the Steiner brothers. And there's the classic Steiner position. The Steiner pose. One's in doggy, the other's in the pound. Arn up on one side, Bobby on the other, up in the apron. Bobby back at his corner. Arn in the ring with Scott Steiner, and the match reconvenes. Back-to-back matches on this one. They both went 20 minutes, but this match actually is 4 seconds longer than the next match, was 20 minutes, 2 seconds. Booker T, Chris Benoit for the TV title. Sting versus beats Hogan. kind of clean, but that's because of Randy Savage. It was weird. Steiners versus the Outsiders, obviously, we know what happened with that one. It was a good pay-per-view. Bobby Eaton going after Scott Steiner up on the catwalk. Irish whip countered off the ropes, rebound, tilt-a-whirl, side slam on the catwalk. Bobby Eaton's going to feel that. A big, valiant move by Bobby. Now Scott has him up on his shoulder. Wrenches him on the ropes. He's got him in a half camel clutch. Going for the Steiner recliner. There it is. Almost at 50 views. Come on, folks. Help get this one up. Probably because last night was a WWE show. No wonder. I'm glad that tomorrow we're doing a TV review. One that'll actually be interesting. And then Thursday will be the Impact debut, but fuck me, I'm concerned for that one. Bobby going up to the middle. Turnbuckle got caught. The Steiner line indeed. Up on Steiner's shoulders. Double head collision. SuperBrawl 97 was okay. Oh! That was almost an inverted atomic drop. It was more of a low blow. SuperBrawl 94 in Japan was good. Arn drives Steiner's face into the knee of Eaton, who tags back in. The yank Rick Steiner into the turnbuckle. Wrist lock on the mat. It was, yeah. You can't. The worst thing is those ones aren't even on YouTube, which I don't like. To be fair, the attendance for each Super Brawl does increase. Yes, it was. It goes up from 5,000 at this event to 13,900. Sorry, 13,395. 96 was 7,200. Super Brawl 7 was 13,234, and then Super Brawl 8 was 12,620. It was crazy. With 415,000 buys. Yeah, Super Brawl 7 was Luger and the Giant versus the Outsiders to win the tag titles. Benoit versus Taskmaster in the San Francisco Death Match. 6 versus Malenko for the Cruiserweight title. And then, yeah, Hogan versus Piper in the World title main event. Guerrero's interference was brilliant. Jericho versus Juventud Guerrero in '98 is my favorite Super Brawl Cruiserweight match. And Booker T versus Martel to win the TV title in '98 was fun. And then obviously here came Saturn. Oh yeah, it was. I liked the '98 one because it had so much for it. There was so much to it. 11 matches we had on that card. Booker T doing 2 matches was hilarious, and he went 25 minutes. Ultimate Dragon on fucking the pre-show was embarrassing. Bulldog versus Steve Mongo McMichael, that match was shit in '98. Hogan and Sting went longer in this one than Starrcade. They ruined that. DDP and Benoit's, Sting, Hogan, and then Booker T Saturn were the best matches alongside Jericho and Hoovy too. They were the best matches on this card. The rest of them were shit. I just like it because of this. Even though the matches were good, I just like the story base of it. It's just a little bit of fun. It just had a mixture. Whereas '92 is just perfect for wrestling all round. Arn Anderson drops a knee on the face of Scott Steiner. See you later, mate. Catch you later. Well, he was underappreciated. He just didn't deserve to be a 5-time world champion from WCW. I'm sorry, but he didn't deserve it. Booker T should have been WCW champion 2 times, and that's it. Maybe 3 times, but that's about it. Bobby up to the top rope, diving foot stomp. 2 count. I'll see you in the next one, bud. Yes, SuperBrawl '96 as well. 4 pay-per-view pre-show matches, then 8 matches on the main card. Crazy. Flair versus Savage was my favorite match of that show. Luger and Sting versus the Road Warriors tag titles was weird. Especially because they had to go each other twice. Like Sting and Luger won defended titles and then had to team up again against the Warriors, which made no sense. I didn't like that. Yeah, it's crazy. The Diamond Doll with Johnny B. Bad. I totally understand that, Tina. Have a good one. Stay safe, look after yourself, and just relax your body. We will see you in the next one. And thank you for tuning in too. I respect you strap matches were crap too. '96 was this event was shit for WCW. I don't recommend watching Super Brawl 6. It really was horseshit. Flair versus Vader was good. I liked their rematch, especially in the Thunder Cage. Steven Regal versus Arn Anderson in a just under 30-minute match for the TV title in '94. That was the longest match on the card, 29 minutes 54 seconds. Super Brawl '99 was horrible. 2 Thunder Cage. To be fair, there was a lot of Thunder Cage matches in this one. You had the Thunder Cage for the Sting, Pillman, and Dustin versus Steve Austin, Rude, and Orndorff, and then you had Flair versus Vader in the Thunder Cage. Went 11 and a half minutes, but Regal versus Arn Anderson going nearly 30 minutes is rare. That's how you know Regal got over that 30-minute match, a TV title as well. This match has been so good. I thought 93 was okay. Yeah, Barry Windham defeating Great Moot on 93 in a 25-minute match for the NWA title was crazy. And then Vader beating Sting in the main event, White Castle, a fierce fat match. It's not, sadly. It was only on the WWE network. And then obviously you can't use that anymore. Yeah, if you ever want to watch just a fun SuperBrawl, SuperBrawl 3 is actually a good one. The wrong main event, but yeah. Steiner only gets a 2 count. Yeah, you can only get reviews. I don't know why it's not on there. The Steiner Bulldog. Powder in the face of Steiner. And there's a suplex from Rick Steiner. He's been blinded. He's attacked the ref. Back body drop over the top rope. Going for the double underhook. Double underhook power bomb. There's the Frankensteiner. 3 count. The Steiners hold the gold. Here comes more involvement. Nick Patrick has disqualified the Steiners for striking a referee. Nick Patrick, even in 1992, was still on the take. That referee slut. Crooked referee. Bullshit. Here's the Wrestle War 92 promotional video. Jacksonville, Florida, May 17th, which is the next pay-per-view for WCW. Right, time for the semi-main event. Jesse Ventura with Jim Ross. Jesse Ventura did say it should be a disqualification, and to be fair, he is right. But it's self-inflicted by Arn Anderson. Rick could not see, he got powdered in the face. Nothing you can do, but Nick Patrick was still on the take. That is also a good point. Bob Eaton was not the legal man too. But at least we had a good decision. We've now passed 50 views. Thank you, everybody. Missy again. be fair, he couldn't see. Missy trying to interview Ricky Steamboat, but he's telling him it's time here, Steamboat. Ricky Steamboat is on his way to ringside for his huge United States Championship match. WWE had the Intercontinental title, WCW the US title. Yes, I do think he will. On the back again. Hold on. This is just for my back. Yep, it's time. US title. Oh, that's helping my back, thank God. There's Rick Rude. Oh yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. That's the best US title design. We went from the US title to the world title in natural, deserved reasons. Rick Rude, he was so good. He filled the role that Ric Flair left really well. It was almost like a perfect trade, Flair for Rude. Oh. Honestly, the way this thing ripples on my back, it looks like I'm moving at the speed of the Flash, except not like Ezra Miller, because at least I have soul. Oh, there we go. Oh, I need to change to the other one. Oh. Time to change to this one. This one's going to feel weird. Yeah, it was nice when they called it the US Heavyweight Championship. Necessary. That's better. Like I say, Phaser gun. Lots of good apparatus it's got as well. It's still on 80% charge. It's another one of the apparatus that I have for my back. I mean, this thing has got some good equipment. That's the one I had on last. It's like deep. It goes into like the deep recess of like the tissue. That one. There's Steamboat, Charlotte, North Carolina. That one as well. I love Steamboat. That's an amazing wrestler. This is the second longest match on the card. The longest match was the tag match by 4 seconds. This match was 20 minutes and 2 seconds. The tag title match was 20 minutes, 6 seconds. The world title main event goes 13 minutes, which is shit. But we're going to discuss it. A ninja here with Steamboat. That one looks like a fucking nuke. I am not using that one. That's probably going to sting if I put that anywhere near my back. Steamboat has grabbed the US Heavyweight Championship from the referee, swinging it, saying, "I'm coming for the gold." Yeah, we'll see about that. Randy Savage was actually recommended for this one as well. Like, they wanted Savage in at this point because obviously he was getting fucked about. But we never got that, sadly. At least we had Rick Rude and Steamboat. Yeah, they tried to get him in WCW 2 years early. Rick Rude in perfect shape up against Steamboat, the perfect babyface in American wrestling. Both men in the turnbuckle. Steamboat was close to a cheap shot from Rick Rude, but he did counter him. Drops down into a leapfrog. Rude runs the ropes, and there's an arm drag and another one. Steamboat loves an arm drag. Now he's got the double choke. Look at the power. Kenny versus MJF will happen again, only once. Kenny called it unfinished business. To be fair, they only wrestled each other once, Nabil, to be fair. Ninja is not watching this match. He's got his back to the match. Whereas a wrist lock on Rick Rude. Good strength here from Steamboat. The champion has a 10 pounds advantage, but Steamboat didn't matter. He has the agility and the technical work to match. Big punch to the ribs and now wrenching the arm. You got tear, knock it out. Steamboat with a back kick right into the ribs of Rude. The grand scheme of things, this is a good matchup. Steamboat sliced outside the ring, dragging Rick Rude to the post. He's going to smack it off the post. Yes. Clever move there by the Dragon. 2 hours, 6 minutes of this pay-per-view. 33 minutes to go. So true, Jim Ross. It is a high-stakes situation. So true. Stand by your man. Fuck no. This honestly, you wouldn't believe it, but that is a 5,000-seater crowd. But it doesn't look like it. It looks so much more. It's a good crowd. Oh yeah, massively. The design back then was incredible. No WWE design of the US title comes close to that. Even the design before that, this version, like the design before it that was in the 80s, wasn't even as good as the one in the 90s. What a forearm by Rick Rude. The dragon scale tights of the Dragon. His world title run 3 years before. in '89 Steamboat. Even though it was short, it was just so good. Big kick into the wrist and the arm of Rude. He needs the upper body strength for the Rude Awakening. Went for a clothesline. Steamboat ducked, and now he's wrenching again. Half arm bar, half abdominal stretch. Now he's got the left hand into the shoulder, pressuring the ball joint. This is good wrestling by the former NWA World and WCW US champions. A former tag champion, former intercontinental champion. He is the man. He's one of the best ever. Arm trap scoop slam on Rick Rude from Steamboat, and now it drops the elbow. Now back into the arm bar. Honest to God, this pay-per-view is better than everything WWE's done the past 5 years. Maybe 10 years. The only difference is crowd and production size. And production value. That's the only difference. There's better talent on these events. What a knife edge chop. Runs the ropes. Steamboat. Tucks under. There's our leapfrog from Rick Rude. And a crossbody. 2 count. That's a proper referee count. There's an arm drag. Back into the arm bar. And I'm not saying that because I don't like WWE. I'm just being serious. This pay-per-view is so much better than the dross they did. I wonder. Back in the action. Rude still dominating Steamboat. I thought for a good thing, you guys can see the bat signal light because it's not been on screen for quite a while. Back on screen, a little bit of limelight. Batman Returns and 89 Batman, my 2 favourites. There you go. Rick Rude has a reverse chin lock on Steamboat, trapped in, really good, using his knees in that strong position. Steamboat crowd on his side, getting back to his feet, has his arm round the waist of Rick Rude. Short-haired Rick Rude or long-haired Rick Rude? What did you guys think? What did you think he suited better? The business cut or the long hair? Steamboat shoves him off, drops down, but gets a big kick to the chest. There's a clothesline. Left arm short clothesline from Rude. Dick Steamboat. Big, powerful Rick Rude. There you go. He's doing the hip shake and hip thrust. You know he wants that elbow drop. Business cut. Yeah, same. I agree. Although he was cool with the long hair, though. Scoops him up and drops him neck and throat first on the rope. Swinging neck breaker. For me, if you want to talk about swinging neck breakers, that's probably the best one because he's got his arm right round the head and arm and he's protecting him. Oh yeah, Rick Rude could pull off both. Tanahashi with the business cut is coming soon as well. It's going to be weird. Going for the pile driver. Leaping pile driver from Rick Rude on the skull of Steamboat. What a move from Rude. You know what that'll step up for? 2 count. You know what this will lead to? It's going to lead to the Rude Awakening neck breaker, the best neck breaker in all of wrestling. Steamboat recovers. There's a back suplex. Instant karma on the dragon from Rick Rude. Proper pin this time. 2 count. Steamboat does kick out. Really close call there. That's correct. That's what happens when you tape your show. They taped this because they're like, fuck it, we'll just bring him out live. Going for a knee breaker. There it is. And he kept the leg trapped. Going for the figure 4. Got him. Shades of his great rival, Ric Flair. And he's got the ankle trapped. Steamboat was a brilliant psychologist in terms of changing it up. First he works the arm, then he goes, now fuck it, let's work the leg. So good. Such good pacing. Rick Rude being so tall worked away. You're such a good man, Abu. It means you can stay in the chat. Rick Rude, being as tall as me, got onto the ropes. Shoves off Rude. Rude shoves off Steamboat. He goes face first and turnbuckle, bounces back and hits him with a clothesline. I hope he's done his washing because he's really clotheslined him up. Speaking of that, I've got some stuff in the dryer I need to take out. There's a diving chop to the face. What a sell by Steamboat. And then Steamboat pulls him, but he's in pain. His back was in bother back then. Snapmare takeover. Going up to the top. I'm watching this on 3 monitors. More iconic sound, Taker, Gong, or Stone Cold's Glass. Diving elbow at the back of the neck. I'll tell you exactly what the more iconic sound is. The weekly Steelchair intro sound. No, it's Stone Cold's Glass. Taker's Gong would be second, though. Except for Dark Side version 4, then Stone Cold's Glass doesn't stand a chance. Rear chin lock applied. Steamboat is trapped in the rear choke. And now he's free. What a knee strike from Rick Rude. Now an elbow. There we go. Sit down. Rear choke. Almost like a camel clutch. He's driving on the lower back. That's giving me back pain. Just watching. And then again, to those good people watching that are enjoying the show, commenting, not commenting, beautiful souls out there, we always appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I thank you for tuning in tonight. You never fail to make me smile. Steamboat with an electric chair drop. It's so funny. They're sitting ringside. They're right beside the ring, like that close, but yet they're still having to look at a monitor. It's so funny. Just look up and commentate. Now we've got the back and forth brawl. Here we go. Steamboat runs the ropes. Rude drops down. That would be fun, Abel. That would be fun. Steamboat, bit of a weird collision there. I think he was going to try and mount to go for a fez press, but instead, Rude's like, nah, not today, Sam. Mecha indeed. You don't have to look north for this one. Oh, a knife edge shot from the dragon. Running the ropes. Sleeper hold. And he's up on his back. This will tire out the challenger. Big power from the US champion of the world. Now he's got Steamboat down to both knees. Is the challenger going to pass out? Rick Rude is now down to one knee with his strength fully. Now he's got the full mount. The referee is counting. That's one. Not even a two. He's drawing the energy. Going to try phase my hand through and just hurt you. Here we go. Zodiac. Steamboat fires back with a sleeper of his own. Oh, Rude. Both hands around the back. Jawbreaker. Ooh. Oh yeah, it did. The fact that it's the shortest match, the second longest match on the card by only 4 seconds is crazy. I would have gave this match 35 minutes. This should have been the main event. Rude up to the top rope. Steamboat kicks him. Swift kick to the leg, and Rick Rude falls to his arse. Steamboat going for a superplex. Time to fly. Dragon style. Boom. It's crazy to have such strength to stand on there so long. It was an incredible match. Between this and Pillman versus Luger, the best 2 matches. Steamboat running clothesline, but Rick Rude just gets back up. There's another clothesline. And Rude back to his feet. Oh, he went for another move, just stood tall, stood still. There's a standing Enzigiri, but he kicks him in the back. Steamboat mocking Rick Rude with the grind. And the pelvis rotation. There's a back body drop. Runs the ropes. Clothesline. A seated clothesline. 2 count. Incredible matchup. In terms of the heavyweight division, this is the best of them. And he picks him up and tosses him. Steamboat taunting. Steamboat fired up. Steamboat up he goes. Up to the top rope. Gonna fly. Rude doesn't know where he is. The dragon. Diving chop. And he's saying it one more time. The ninja's up. Bang! With the telephone. It's the fat cunt himself. It's the fat walrus. It's Paul Lee dangerously. 1, 2, 3. Rick Rude retains the US Heavyweight Championship. That fat walrus with his telephone got involved. An absolute incredible screw job of Rick Steamboat. Incredible. Ricky Steamboat got screwed and we fucking love it. Wonderful match. Great way to end a match too. It was start to finish. It was brilliant affliction of a moveset. And for once, the fat walrus interfering makes sense. Such a good match. Now, fuck off. But these eyes overlay keep coming back on. Go away. Such a good match. Yep, back up to Shivani. Here we go. With Bischoff. Oh, Missy time. No. Heyman unmasked already. No wonder he's a fat walrus. Put 2 pence in her fucking conversation boots. Jesse Ventura smile. This is brilliant. Jim Ross with Ventura standing ready to call the main event. Oh yeah, it was obvious. Fat man with a telephone. Here we go. World title. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to, when you watch this match, the question still stands right in front of you. Did Lex Luger versus Sting work as a main event program? You're going to rewatch this match, think it carefully, and then answer constructively. Your opinion might change. You never know. We're here for it. We're fighting for it. We're firing away. It is time. This match only goes 13 minutes, so you don't need to worry about that. Yep. Gary Capetta is calling it. I like this theme song for this thing. It was so good. Yep, 1 hour time limit, so we're going to give you 13 minutes. Here comes Sting. Yep, 252. The proper Californian, unlike son of Steve Austin, which was just funny. The smoke, there's Sting, white tights, red jacket. Pyro for the Stinger. All that WCW Pyro production. Red jacket, of course, looking to become a two-time NWA, just kidding, two-time WCW champion. Red and gold, Surfer Sting, red and black. Part of the face paint is white base. Venice Nude Beach. Pretty much is Nude Beach. It is true. Here we go. I'm pretty sure Sting becomes a two-time champion. Yes, it is his second reign. I'm sure it's the second reign, yeah. He was only a three-time champion as Surfer Sting, I'm pretty sure. White with red and black trim on the face paint, white tights, white boots, with a red and black scorpion. Here comes the heavyweight champion of the world. The total package, Lex Luger, accompanied by Harley Race himself. Sky blue tights, sky blue knee pads, white wrist tape, and white boots. Harley Race in a nice green suit. Power versus speed, power, character work, up against some guy who made steroids look like a fucking pack of biscuits. Yeah, I know he beat Flair at Great American Bash. He wins by roll-up. I'm just saying, I think this was his second title reign. Because then he trades it back and forth with Vader. The match at Great American Bash was really good. Yep, Sting and Luger were Rookies of the Year in 1986. It's crazy that Sting was the backup. SuperBrawl the year before, Sting and Luger teamed up to face the Steiners. Now, a year later, they are once again opposing forces. It's a nice title, that WCW title, but I always preferred the big gold, but I do like that design. Sting, ready to go. Nick Patrick, the clown, is the referee. Red Scorpion, red boots, white tights, white wrist tape for Sting. And he does have his fingers taped as well. No, this wasn't no, this title belt wasn't better than Big Gold. No. It's better than every WWE version because they ruined that Big Gold, but the WCW version of the Big Gold was perfect. But this title belt was nice though. This is my favourite Surfer Sting face paint. This is the best Surfer Sting face paint in my opinion. A Daffy Duck hoodie in the crowd. Sting never topped the face paint from Super Brawl 2. I'm sorry, but he never did. This was his best design. Alright, Bleach. 62 views. Class. I respect your opinion though, Chester, but I don't think that version of the belt was better than Big Gold, except the WWE one, because they kept reducing the size, which reduces the appeal. The WCW version of the Big Gold belt felt proper and true as a title belt. But this version of the WWE, the WCW title was up there with the Attitude, well, the pre-Attitude era's Winged Eagle. It's right up there for design. Sting, Luger, face to face. The crowd is going crazy. All 5,000 souls. 3/4 of them are probably dead now because they're all in Milwaukee. Luger shoving Sting. And now Sting shoves Luger back. The ponytail versus the cheap-ass wig. Sorry, mullet. Both men are going crazy at each other. February 1992. Batman Returns would come out several months later, but Sting certainly thought Batman would be on his side, but he definitely was not available at this time. He did, however, get Robocop, and that was shit. Referee Nick Patrick breaks up. Sting positionally waiting to reconvene the collar and elbow. I turned it off on purpose, Nick. So this could be in the background. After all, I've got my Batman desk lamp beside me. Stinger splash already, but Luger rebound with a big clothesline. Just fuck it. I want the desk lamp on for the wall, so I was like, let's just do it. Irish whip from Luger, power slam. Signaling for the torture rack already. Method podcasting it. Do things well. Went for the torture rack. Sting rolls through. German suplex. Sting going for a torture rack of his own. He's actually got him in the rack. Not the Penelope Ford type, but it's still in the rack. Sting Hill, perfectly done. And a kick right to the gut. Sting with a leaping DDT. Not often you saw him do that, but it works. Method podcasting better than method acting. It's just gone 11 o'clock in the UK, even better. And there is 13 minutes left of this event on YouTube. We are watching it from YouTube. A fun show. 64 views. Last night was 156 views. The Royal Rumble last night. SuperBrawl tonight. Dynamite watch along tomorrow. It's more like WWE in 1995. I've enjoyed this event. This event's better than most pay-per-views I've watched from anywhere in the last couple of years. This is a fun show. Sting has Luger in the turnbuckle, but takes him to the other side. There's a back body drop. Brings him down, nonchalant cover. He's going for the Scorpion Deathlock. Can he turn the champ? There he does. He's got him, but it's Luger right in there. Too early. Too early to get that in there for a submission victory. The crazy thing is, the Scorpion Deathlock was his main finisher, but he barely won a world title with it. True fact. Patrick telling Sting to back off a bit so Luger can recover a little bit. That's because Luger was never as good a shape as Sting was. Just to counter what Jess said. Oh, poke to the eye. Good heel tactics from Luger. Overhand right to the back. Now dragging Sting's face across the top rope. Sting again blinded. Again blinded heavily. Worst position you can find, but it's still working. You're damn right, Abel. That's how we do things here, with conviction. Luger grabbing the arm of Sting for the third time, and another kick to the waist and the rib position. Has to be done. Now he's signaling for the torture rack, or as I call it, the steroid trap. Harley Race also signaling, telling him, lock it in. Yep, it was a smart heel turn in '91 when Luger was paying people off just to derail Sting. Cactus Jack Abdullah the Butcher, amongst many that he used to bully Sting. Didn't do much because look where we are now. Fast forward a couple of months, and Sting's in a world title match. Again, there's a low blow. Right in the Stings. He's going to feel that in the Stinger. The Stinger has been stung. Luger. A big inverted atomic drop right on the groin. Luger mocking Sting. Good heel tactic, but he's given him too much time. Too much time wasting from the champion. There's a right hand to the face. Patrick remained on no closed fist. Luger. Irish whip. Gorilla press. And slams him. Good move from the narcissist. Playing signal for the torture rack. Harley Race was a brilliant manager. He was a brilliant wrestler. Going for the pile driver. Spinning Luger. Luger spun him and then dropped him on his head. Power of the champion. Sting kicks out. Nonchalant kick out. Rightly so. Should have hooked the leg. Exactly. Spot on, Jesse. I'll drop you in your head, Glenn. I'm just kidding. Good to see you, buddy. Luger dropping elbows on his Sting's face and chin area. Nick Patrick counting again. I hate the way he does it. I won Harley Race. It was a 2 count. Back off, bitch. Luger not arguing with the ref at least, whereas Sting, the face paint is almost off. Is hanging by a thread now. Quite funny that his face paint just started hanging off his face. Many years later, it would become face paint pens. That's what they use now. They use pens across the face. But they're really effective because they actually stay on. Sting with the spinning forearms and the right hand. Down goes Luger. Kicking the champ right in the ribs. Sting, face crusher. Grabbing Luger by the hair. He's not a woman. Don't fight him like this. Fight him like a man. Which wrestler has the best face paint of all time? Crow Sting. 100% crow's thing. Luger had his face rubbed across the top rope, shades of before when he did it to Sting. Lifts him up, scoops him on the top rope. Always an effective move. Sting, back rake. Going for another one? Yes. Never a good thing to get a back rake. Sting with the jabs. Like a heavyweight boxer. He's going away from the big punches now. He's going for the jabs. Off the ropes. Went for the splash and he went flying over the top rope. They held his feet at least. Grabbed the ropes just in time. Landed on his feet. Doesn't go into the barrier. And now we're on the outside. This is bad for Sting. Driven into the barrier. Now here comes Harley Race going for a pile driver. No. Back body drop from Sting. Sting to the top rope. Harley's down. Sting. Cross body. 1, 2, 3. We have a new world champion. The Stinger becomes champion for the second time. Which Lego is best? Star Wars. A good match. It should have went longer. Why it didn't, I don't know. But it was a good match. It is their best one. But the top rope Stinger splash for the win. That's how he won most of his titles. Until the Scorpion Death Drop came around. Good count from Nick Patrick. The only good count he made all show, the big dumb bastard. Sting celebrating with the title belt. He beats Harley's man. He beats Lex Luger to become WCW World Heavyweight Champion. The crowd roaring behind the big babyface. And a Sting hell to come back in. The NECA is on fire. Jesse said it. He called it in his match build up. He said his match preview. He said Luger will try to finish early. If it goes any longer, Sting will beat him. The endurance is there, and damn right it proved it. Good match overall. It highlights the question: why couldn't they do it longer? That's the only thing. Why couldn't they do it? This match proved they can do it. So why didn't they? Right. Fun match overall. It's a good match to watch. It should have went longer, but endurance is what cost Luger, and it cost him massively. Glenn, great question. How would you have booked Sting versus Ultimate Warrior both in their prime? Sting wins by submission after 30 seconds. Clothesline, Scorpion. Stinger splash, then bang, Scorpion Death Drop, Warrior taps out, and the Warrior is forced to leave wrestling forever. Done. A new world champion indeed, Jesse. And there's your end credits. Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone were producers. If you didn't know that, they were. You, back over here. It was a fun event, folks. I think we can all agree that was a good watch. It was a good choice, because I always get it right, because I am the man. But ladies and gentlemen, I have thoroughly enjoyed your company this evening. As I always do, I'm always honest with the people of this channel. You're always a joy to watch. Tomorrow is a Dynamite watch along. Are you the man that beat the man? Always. Tomorrow, AEW Dynamite watch along. Be there for it. If you'd like, of course. It's not mandatory. It's just a bold request. But we'll have some fun tomorrow. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Before we go, what did you enjoy from tonight? What haven't you enjoyed? Do you like these watch-alongs? I can only do it at certain times of the year. Can't do it every time. But we do it spaced out throughout the year where it works, where it's possible. But let me know what you thought of this. What did you think? Did you enjoy it? You could say you hated it. I'm not going to get offended. I take criticism openly. I take it positively because then I can learn. So just tell me what you like, what you didn't like. And even at the end of the show, if you can't think of anything straight away, drop it in the comments. Give me some more critiques. Yes, but more rumbles. Meh, we'll see. In essence, we can only do what I can do based on time constraints, based on what's available to me. But in the meantime, we enjoyed it. We had fun. End of the day, that's what matters. And if you enjoyed it, then it makes me happy because that's my job. My job as a content creator is to enjoy and entertain my audience. If you don't like it, that's okay. There's other channels that might be suited to you. I'm not going to tell you where you are, where you belong. But the Weekly Steelchair is more of a direct channel for wrestling fans across the board because end of the day, you can have fun here. A Joker Dark Knight impression. You want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. There's half one for you. Or better yet, here's a real winner for you. I just want my phone call. You're not one of them. You're not. You're not. Stop trying to pretend to be. Just a little push. Can do all sorts for you, but here's an impression just for you lot that really matters. Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen. I offered you friendship. You spat in my face. There's one for you. But, ladies and gentlemen, tonight has been a pleasure. It's always fun. I'm greatly appreciative for everyone that's tuned in tonight. The comments have been fun. You've all been here. You've supported. I appreciate it all throughout. And ooh yeah, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'll see you tomorrow, because this is Macho Man Randy Savage signing off another great stream. Thank you, good night, and I'll see you next time. See you later, folks. And today, our time comes to an end. This has been another exciting stream. Thank you very much for watching. And also, remember, if you get cracked over the head with a steel chair, you're not going to get concussion. You're just going to come back here. Goodbye.